Good. Welcome. American First this week. Nick's out sick, hoarse throat, sore throat. A lot of talking, a lot of commentary on the Iran war, which we will not get into today because it's fake at this point. The ceasefire, the Strait of Hormuz, or Vermouth if you're Scott Bessent, the homosexual Treasury Secretary who lives in a pink house that beats up men when they disagree with him. Very provocative, very, beating all the stereotypes, I guess. The black guy from Elon and now allegedly somebody else today. Killer right hook. But the general, sentiment of that is like, it's so tired. Like everyone's tired of talking about it. I'm talking about it right now saying I don't want to talk about it. It's, what I think is happening is the Strait of Hormuz being like blocked from the outside further into the Indian Ocean is by the United States is designed to give Lebanon or Israel more time with southern Lebanon to basically attack and fortify and take more territory. That's all I think is happening. But the U.S. essentially has no cards. I believe China is fortifying Iran, and that China said we will send them more weapons if you do not do X, Y, and Z. And then Trump is kind of twisting that and saying if you we will agree to end this blockade and bring things back to normal if you agree not to give them weapons. And then Trump says publicly, we warned China and they're backing down. This sort of like charade where you look at like Russia, RT.com versus the Wall Street Journal. There's two different narratives, the West and the East. And for the most part, the markets have been very excited to see some normalcy. Kevin Warsh, his confirmation hearing's been pushed back, which would push the markets up quite a bit. He's a big proponent of the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac deconservatorship or becoming an IPO, yet again, available to the public markets and the indexes. That's a fantastic vestige of the 2008 financial crisis that has gone up like eightfold, but it's stuck. Its real value is much higher at $16 billion in EBITDA, 0.8% on 0.8% on their debt, effectually of $4 trillion, something like 4.1 trillion in free cash flow, which is protected by the United States government, which is the whole reason for all these conflicts is the U.S. dollar is under attack. And it's good. It's real. It's true. This is a problem. It doesn't require a hot war. It's been kind of a soft war for some time. There's these minor skirmishes, but this idea of like a World War III in the conventional sense isn't going to happen because it doesn't need to. It's a supply and demand issue. It's a technological issue. It's a sociological one, the terraforming of the West into something more akin to a totalitarian regime like the East, unbeknownst to the people here that complain about fascism and Trump that have purple hair. They don't get you know what? The combination of the private sector, Google, all these, very liberal organizations on the West Coast were financed and invested in by the DOD, by the CIA years ago to control the populace and anticipate what they think. Google is a rudimentary form of weighted large language models to make prediction sets. And in doing so, you can create a means of control by making knowledge-based work less so people have less discretionary income. The end result of that, of course, is a totalitarian state of socialism, which is what they want in a way, but it's also not just the government and propping them up. It is a fascistic union. Who said it? Was it Marx? In order to have Marxism, communism, you need like 5 to 10 years of capitalism. And that's essentially what we're doing this late stage form. We are you already from 2000 on, it's been this, earlier than that, but it's been this kind of like push, semiconductors, of course, 1980s, Bell Labs, but like it's been this push into this sort of new world order where the United States government is essentially taking the rights of the people away under the pretense of like equal rights. But in fact, if you have equal rights or any rights as a liberal person who believes in this sort of rhetoric of like, you know, I don't know, transsexual name calling and like that person should be thrown in jail if they misgender someone, you as a weird purple-haired freak have less rights as well. Like your net rights are going away for the sake of this sort of, I don't know. How can you call it anything else? Like during next, it's fascistic. It's like the Gestapo. Look at next door. How many people are on there? Good, well-to-do neighbors that are green and recycle and all this shit, and you know, hate Trump and said resist. Have like a bumper sticker on their car in Washington D.C. in Calorama, and just 2 blocks away from Ivanka and Jared, but they're the person that's like calling up the police to say that some kid in the neighborhood is not wearing a mask. You know, this sort of like self-aggrandizement of leftist ideology, like doing what's best for the state. There was an old meme of like, do what, like it was juxtaposition of Rage Against the Machine versus like a lyric of like for like manufacturing consent for basically a passive state of like docile Hindu cows and as the populace, as the plebiscites, with someone who's like, you better do what the government says. You know, like this the radicalization of liberals is the kind of confirmation or the confirmation that they are conforming to a, like, I don't know, their bitterness at the lack of independence and seeing other people have that just based off of like talent, IQ. They find that they're kind of conflating that with like inequality, like oppressive states. Like you're oppressed because you are jealous, not because you're oppressed because you're incompetent, but you're smart enough to know that other people are more competent, and you think somehow there's no way that could have been done by craft or skill. Even stealing requires craft. Even fraud requires craft. But like you have to like point this out in a way that's like they're just like breaking the rules, and you're basically having a system that's corrupt as hell. Look at the current regime under Trump. Look at Megan. What's her name? The former SEC enforcement chair had stepped down because she was looking into the Trump family and their sycophants, into some crypto dealings and other IPOs has happened recently. I can only imagine about the True Social posts and who's being tipped off. Some of those trades, Polymarket and oil futures, are just crazy. And they're minutes before he makes an announcement. It's like, come on, give me a break. Who's going to prosecute that? I mean, he has the right to pardon himself, I think, in any event. I think the Trump camp, the precedent of the presidency being persecuted for presidential things is dangerous. It shows you that we're at the end. The lawfare against state actors or factions of the government that are like against the current reigning, you know, elite structure, the current Politburo. Like that's like 1990, 1989 all over again in Russia. It's a power grab, baby. My friend was telling me downstairs, he's the security at my building. He was like, I feel like women are like secretly behind the scenes have all the power. I'm like, no, the powerful men have all the power, and they've put women in place to make threats to their power, men, kind of more difficult for them to ascend. Like the teachers are all women, and they don't like the hyperactive, like defiant kid. My mom even would say, like, you're just like your father. I'm like looking at it now. I'm like a multi-millionaire who came from nothing, who fucks models. Okay. I'm sorry, cheated on you, Mom. But you know, it's kind of like, it's your mom at the time. You don't think that way. You're just like, that's not nice, Mom. I love you. You know, but that's, my mom's fucked up for saying that. That's fucked up. What else is going on? Clav overdose on GHB. Hurt his face. I think it's temporary. Just a flesh wound. he'll be up and at them soon. He'll be fine. Fuentes is out for the week. Probably a good idea. Take a break. It's like blah, 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 blah. You can even see in the markets like what's going on, this like elongation. The markets got tired of the bullshit. I think the markets might even sell off if like there is a permanent ceasefire reached, because it could be reneged. It doesn't mean anything. But the fact that the reneges, the ceasefire agreement, oh, just kidding. Ceasefire. The fact it keeps happening, people just like start to like relax and like realize that there are more and more people engaged. There's less volatility because there's so many actors with conflicting interests trying to resolve the issue and just like come to a meaningful conclusion that Strait of Hormuz is like a non-starter in terms of blockades. Not like this has to end. It's hurting everybody. And I'm interested to see what happens with Netanyahu. I'll say, like, his corruption trial. Is it bad for Israel? Is it bad optics for the state or for international Jewry? And so he really shouldn't be prosecuted, or is it best for international Jewry that he be the fall guy? And Ben Gvir too, who's a psychopath who killed the former prime minister, I'm pretty sure, in a car bomb. The dude's fucking nuts. These people are nuts. Like the Hasidic Jews in Caught Stealing, the only not Adam Driver, what's his name, Austin Butler movie I'll like probably in perpetuity in the rest of his career is Ouvroir, except for Heat 2 when he plays Chris Childress, Val Kilmer's character. I'll hate him a little bit because it's Val Kilmer and he's dead, and he did the best, but he was good in that movie. You saw the potential. You see this like Michael Caine, who did that? Darren Aronofsky, who did that movie? Caught Stealing. It's a throwback to like old school 1980s like Thief. You have to like look at that and see it's just so ridiculous. But the Hasidic Jews at the end, Liev Schreiber, that is such an anti-Semitic trope in a sense because of how ruthless they are. I don't think they realize it because, or maybe they're just actors, they don't see it that way. But there is this like the idea of a orthodox, heavy, like strongly religious person, any faith being so violent and like evil or amoral is interesting. And it kind of speaks to the problem at hand, which is that people in power, the cost of civility is lying to the public that you must be civil. The power grabs that are going on behind the scenes are just barbaric. And like they want everyone else to just be like, well, just, eat your rice, watch your Netflix, order your pizza, fuck your like mid girlfriend and shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, what's her name? She was the attractive brunette in the first administration. Oh, what's her name? Chloe, Stephanie, Michael, Ashley. Oh, what's her name? Let's do a quick look up. Hot brunette. I want to say it's Sloane Stevens, the black tennis player. It's not her. Hot brunette. Trump admin. Her name's like two first names or something. No. Come on. She's not there anymore. There she is. Hope Hicks. Yeah, Hope Hicks. Alliteration. She married a guy who tried to have a hitman or someone kill his stepdad, like an MIT professor. But he was the stepfather, and for the sake of the trust fund, dude, when I complain about my family situations getting fucked over because I was a kid and I couldn't do anything about it, they planned this for years and they didn't like my mom and whatever. When she died, I got fucked over with the stock options. They bought it at Blue Book value. I didn't really understand how fucked that was until later. But I knew they were going to fuck me for a while. But I knew it. I knew my mom was hiding it from me and my brother. She was dying. Like they knew. My mom knew and she didn't tell me. No one told me. Like, dude. Like this, I swear to God, the fucking executor of my mom's estate, the trustee, her lawyer, like was probably working with my mom's family and getting kicked back to like not go after and defend the equity, which was worth like $5 to $8 million. Maybe, yeah, something like that, conservatively. So that's really fucked up. They gave me like a couple, whatever. But that's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. These people are disgusting. They should be ashamed. And everyone else is like, be nice. Like, what are you talking about? Be nice. Look at Martin Shkreli right now trying to get his pardon by like being an agent of chaos against all these liberal senators for the administration. Speaking of which, let me see something. Hey Martin, I have a scoop. I know this is unrelated to liberal politicians. It seems to be the kind of target area for you, but there's a managing partner at Apollo that's throwing these parties, and these parties include trying to kind of like make or turn associates or juniors like a little gay, bisexual, kind of like encouraging it. There's drugs, there's MDMA, there's cocaine, all these things. And I went to one of these parties and was kind of shocked at what I saw and the behavior of this person. Kind of, I don't know, it's a little intense. But how should I go about using this information? I'm afraid to know. Should I send that? I'm afraid. Maybe I shouldn't. It's true. I went to one of these parties. There were like hot women escorts there, like real like model looking, like eyes wide shut. But there was clearly this weird thing of also bisexual weird shit going on, like getting guys that are not gay, but to do mildly like it was. I can't get into too many details. I'll just say that it was like kind of shocking. And I think like this isn't a penthouse. This is like, a penthouse of penthouses. Like crazy view, New York. There's a movie theater in the penthouse, like with even the floor like kind of goes up like this, like a movie theater, like scaling upwards. Very cool. Pool room. Kind of also eyes wide shut. Isn't there like a billiards room in that with what's his name? Is that Sidney Pollack? Is that the actor? I don't know, but whatever. Like, I feel like Martin would give me good advice. I just don't know if I should say it. I like, what would I do with this information? Should I just do nothing? Can I enrich myself? I don't know. It's very sketchy, but maybe I'm not supposed to. But I feel like the people that are going to be invited back to these parties are like kind of angling for some sort of career, and it's like there's really no point. There's no way that I'm going to go back to one of those parties. But they're the ones that will go back, I think, are doing it to be like on an expedited ladder, which is really fucked. But it's quite abusive. It's tough. That whole thing about the gay private equity people in Silicon Valley, the social gatherings of weird, like autistic, gay freaks, Jewish probably, like they're just like really into each other, and I feel like Do they get better pre-seed money opportunities, better Series A, post-money valuations? Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Or is it just like the opportunities or the whatever? Dude, I don't fucking know. Do they throw money into a bad idea because the guy's gay and gives good blowjobs? No. No straight man would fund a woman because of that. It has to be like, there has to be competence there, but also this like mutual, like, we're geniuses and we're gay and we're autistic freaks and we just love to suck dick and it's like our favorite thing. And like, it's like people who like to play tennis together after work. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same idea. Everything's kind of gay when you get older. It's like any relationship you have with another man outside of work or like business acquaintance area is so gay. It's like we're playing tennis together, and it almost feels like it feels gay. I'm sorry. It does. It's the same idea of like asking someone if you can pet their dog when you're an adult male. You look like a freak. And I wish it wasn't that way. I love animals. I love dogs. People ask me, can I pet your dog? 99% of them are women. The men that do it, I think, what a freak. And I don't even want people to think of me that way, but it just pops in my head because it's true. It's true. Today, I was picking up, so my computer had a battery issue. I take out the battery thinking that, okay, that's fixed, it's done. It still has having issues. I take it to a shop. They're like, oh, the battery's bad, like the one that you bought. I'm like, wow, I bought a new battery that's bad? What are the odds? Okay. They've put in a new one. Fine, charges up, comes here. Notice like during the day, first day using it, like down to 3%, and none of my chargers work. Just like before, which I thought was like the battery. I'm like, what the fuck? I take it there. I'm like, dude, it's still broken. They're like, here, come here. They picked me the back after 20 minutes. They're like, it's awesome. A place called Rossman Repair Group in Austin, Texas. Go there. I think the guys on YouTube does a wonderful place. They do it all while I was there. They don't like the first day I did an instant like a rapid thing. They held it overnight just to like do all the work on the battery and everything. It's hard. You have to take off all the glue. It's fine. 24 hours though, it's amazing. Most places take like five days. So they bring me to the back, like, let me show you something. They plugged it in, every single port, different chargers. And I was like, are you implying that every single one of my chargers, just two, but all of them are broken? They're like, I think they might be. And they are. That's what the problem was. Probably the entire fucking times that I had bad chargers. Airport chargers, you pick them up. They look like the Apple ones, they look exactly the same, and they suck. The planned obsolescence is much faster. I don't know why, because it's not like you're going to keep it. The whole idea of airport chargers is not that you don't have any, it's that you forgot them at home. So the airport charger people are really just killing the margins. Is it really that hard to make a good charger? There's no reason to think that, the person's not going to need it again. They're not going to, by the next flight it won't work, so they buy another one. That's not the theory. The theory is, you forgot it because you're busy worrying about your favorite bathing suit for your trip to Hawaii. And so you need one. Or the worst one is you have the phone charger, right? But it's different than your like iPod charger. So that's like not working. So like your phone is basically useless for you to watch like goy slop videos all flight, all 5 hours to like Maui. So you have to get one of those, or you ask someone next to you, can I borrow? I'm so sorry, I'm an idiot. That's what you got to do. You got to be like self-deprecating, to ask for favors in life. That's the only way it works. Is you want people to be like, fucking idiot. Of course I will. You loser. That's how you get things in life for free. Otherwise, it's quid pro quo for most things. You have to be very humble, and you have to entertain them. It's really not free. You're giving them something. Like maybe you tell them a story about how you forgot your wife's pills and she was yelling at you and you were just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And, you I don't know, it was like the day before. And then you knew that you had to get to the pharmacy that morning before the flight to pick up the pill. And so then you forgot to charge her. And she's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Is your wife okay? She's has cancer. It's like her chemo. Oh, hold on. They get up from their seat and they get the charger from their bag up top. Dude, it's the best. And then they feel great. Like they're helping you. Like they're doing, like, it's almost like the Kantian idea of no good deed is selfless because like there's a satisfaction there, like the selfish satisfaction. You're actually giving her an incentive to help you for free. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not manipulative. It's just fun. It's like playing a role, you know? The world is a play or a stage and we are its players. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So that happened. So I also left my phone charger at the repair shop, and I debated going back to get it with a couple Ubers. I'm like, a couple Ubers is like $30, the charger's whatever. So I just went to CVS and got another one. I hope it's good. It's a Belkin. It's basically another bullshit, airport version, but it'll last, and I'll buy a good one soon. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. What? No way. I gotta try this. Open montage, create a cinematic ad. I gotta try this motherfucker. There's so many things that AI gotta try, you know? It's just the purpose, the tinkering, you know? Like you're working on something and like a new thing comes out. You have new ideas, you're like, how should I implement it? And then a new thing comes out and it becomes masturbatory because it's like, is that useful for you? Or are you just like, oh, I'm going to make like an ad for a company that doesn't exist yet that I haven't made. And it's going to be, oh, wow, that's so easy. It's so fun. Wow. And your friend who's a cinematographer went to AFI is like, you send it to him. He doesn't reply. He's really pissed off and depressed. It's like, you wasted like 3 hours of your time. You know, it's like, get back to work. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's check on the status. Taxes done. Bruh. All right. I made a ton of money on hymns today because of Vice President RFK Jr. like saying that he thinks that some peptides should just be allowed. The compounding should be allowed. It's a ridiculous thing. It's like it is IP, you know. Like peptides, just because of like their protein structure being like very short, like their half-life's like it's very small, doesn't mean that it's not a drug that was like had R&D research. Like how do you effectively nullify Novo Nordisk's like retatrutide? You know, that's kind of fucked up. I haven't taken it in a while. I think I'm getting fat again. Oh, I want to eat all the time. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I'm just not digging I don't know if it's good for you. Also, if you are doing peptides, you're probably taking way more than you need to off-label, like the compounding pharmacies or the online illegal peptide, kind of research chemicals. The real shit is much more powerful. It's not even close. It's way more powerful. Trying like semaglutide versus like retatrutide from Pure Peptides. Oh my God. Comparable dosing relative to like what the official phase 3 trials for retatrutide versus the approved semaglutide for fat people versus like just trying to lose weight. The, escalating doses you find in all of those levels. It's like, it's not even close. Semaglutide's a way better product. I guess I have to dose the Reta more, but yeah, you have to be careful what the fuck you're injecting. You can get some sort of weird virus, You don't know. I have a fucking autoimmune disease. I was really enjoying progesterone at night with LDN, low-dose naltrexone. That was a nice little combo. I ran out of progesterone. What did I take today that was different? Saffron. I took some Raltegravir with tenofovir, the antivirals. I felt a flare coming on. On 120 test still, 750 of the ICJ little 5 5 milligrams of DHEA, which my AI doctor says is nothing, and 10 milligrams of pregnenolone every other day. Yeah. Yeah, I know. No, it's Rubio. Rubio's the successor. JD Vance is probably the fall guy. Rubio's the successor. Let me tell you something. You can't be vice president twice. Not a good look. It's really bad. It's really bad. Being vice president twice is awful. Oh yeah, I wanted to go to kike.com. Kick, sorry. Freudian slip. Just kidding. That was effectual. Did that purposely. Sneeko, by the way. Sneeko was someone punched him while he was live streaming. Fake. Chipped tooth. Probably an accident by the guy he hired to punch him in the face because he was losing clout online. Really upset with the Groypers. Because it's not engagement farming by Nick Fuentes and Sneeko to go back and forth, because Nick doesn't indulge it. He has people that ask him about it. He says something for a minute or two, and then he stops. Sneeko has entire episodes of his show where he's talking about the issue, and it's like, they're not working together. It's engagement farming by Sneeko. He hired someone to sucker punch him, and then they went on his stream or something, or hacked his Twitter. Give me a break. No one gives a fuck, dude. No one cares. No one is smart enough that watches Sneeko to hack anything. Okay, they like hack their Bank of America, is like them using their password and username to get in, and like receive their Zelle payment from their mom that helps like the gap between the rent and the amount of money that they have left after spending a bunch of it on, I don't know, Zyn and a lap dance or something the other night, whatever, like or like tokens or coins for some stupid retarded game they're playing online where they're like spent $80 one night, just their remedial $6,000 a month income. No offense, poor people. It's just save your money. Not saying that's how you get rich, but save your money, invest your money, build some equity, start a business, don't start a business, work for someone else's business, get vested options. Have someone that's really smarter than you like you. Make their life better. Be funny. Be a net benefit to something. There's a lot of people that are not that bright. They're like, you have to talk to them like a golden retriever. And they are way, way further ahead in the like social hierarchy because they are a funny person, a nice person. They like can make fun of themselves. They don't take themselves too seriously. They bring something good for the gander, good for the game. At poker games, high-level poker games, I used to play with Justin Gavry and people like that. If you know Justin, he had a famous hand recently with Roble. I played with him like every night, 10-25, 25-50, and no limit hold'em. And they're professionals. I don't play professional poker, but they invited me to games with fish. I was a fish at one point in time. I was, that's fine. I accept that I was a mark. But at these games, it was more like the doctors and lawyers. Like I was better than them. The mark shifted from people like me, who thought they were better than they were, maybe. And it was great because Justin pulled me aside once, said you got to watch, read or go to Run It Once and study. I didn't study poker. I like just intuitively picked up on things, but I had so much money that I just didn't understand that like these people didn't have a ton of money and they were way better than me and they worked at it. The math of the situational game theory before some of the simulations came out, running the models and like memorizing those like chess to know what to do in certain situations or to optimize against both the situation specifically, but the player too, and like how long, like remembering your history of that player and like what you should do like to counter like GTO, game theory optimal. But he pulled me aside. He didn't want me to lose a ton of money. He knew that I was not a guy that deserved to like go broke playing poker or whatever. And he's like, you should do this because there's like flaws in your game. But why did I bring that up? I don't remember. But Tom Dwan, so it's funny. I once wanted to play Tom Dwan Heads Up, and Justin's like, why would you want to play those guys? Like, they have way more money than I do, but like, why? Like, you know, like, I wanted to play like for $250,000 heads up. That's nothing to them. But Justin wanted, like, he was like, oh well, if you give me like, if you find like, you really want it, like if you pay me, I could set it up like 10 grand to like set up the game. Like, okay. Because he knew Tom Dwan's people. And now it's funny, like Tom Dwan's commenting and Justin has some, he might have some leaks in his game, which I thought was a little disrespectful, but this is like good content. But like it's cool that like one of my idols in poker, Tom Dwan, is talking about a friend of mine that I went to his wedding, and you know, they're all so talented. Just, you know, I was just a stupid trust fund kid. I just didn't understand things quite that, you know, well enough at that time, like what I needed to do to get better at anything. So I just had money, and, you know, fairly sharp, but there's a lot of sharp people out there. A lot of people make money in certain areas and they try to do something else and they suck at it. Like my friend investor whose father was a drug trafficker, a IT guy, a like software developer, made like $30 million in the early 90s selling his company. And then he tried day trading, as one does, and lost a ton of money because it's like, it looks easier than it is. And it's like, it seems like you buy something for 5 cents and it's 7 cents and you make the difference and it's like a $200,000 in position. You're like, whoa, like that's good. You can do that all the time. No, and your sizing has to be correct. You have to know some basically knowing poker and then trading would be like the best way to understand like how that works. But the false, like the fallacy is that you're good, like everything you touch turns to gold, but it's a game that really requires math, some basic knowledge of sizing, and based off the total amount of money you have, the heuristic that you're correct, like, well, how strong is your hand versus like how many people are left in the hand, what is the expected value, like what is your like EV, your equity, you know, versus the total prospective equity you could get. You have to know some basic things, and you have to do it like heuristically in your head. And this takes practice. And then you have to know who you're playing. Like some people are so fucking crazy. They're on air, and you have to know like this person's range is different than another person's range. Or game theory optimal, they're playing like the inverse because they know that like you're tight. So like when you have it, they're like really stressing you. Like, do you have the nuts or do you have like the third nuts? And they're like basically playing like they have the nuts. And it's like, oh, you get scared, like, this is getting too big. And you know that you're not all the way. They're pressing on that doubt. It's really cool. It's a great game. It's more complicated than chess. It really is. I think it's infinitely more complicated. But, you know, I don't know why I went on that tangent. Where are we here? Should I go to my like channel? View channel? Just want to check. But good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Let's just do some Twitter real quick. See what's happening. I'm so done today. I'm exhausted. That's crazy, dude. Sam Altman in like the cafeteria at the OpenAI. Oh man, dude, that's awesome, dude. Like, it's just so great. Like, everyone's rich there, you know. I don't even know if Silicon Valley is the type of place that would like someone who's just good for the gander. You have to be like an MIT, you know, prodigy or something. Have published some papers. Imagine like getting food at your fucking spread that you pay for at your company, and someone takes a selfie because they're like, you know, like you're Steve Jobs. It's a little awkward, you know, a little like infamous versus like adoration. RFK Jr. once chopped off a dead raccoon's penis to study later while on a family road trip. Yeah. Let me tweet something. A lot of people that are in jail are on Twitter right now trying to get pardons. I'm not going to name who they are. Elizabeth Holmes is one of them. How does 85-year-old Al Pacino have a 2-year-old? Dude, that kid's could be retarded. Weird.
Two rogue religions rival maybe that more, though. He knew it would better serve him to set aside his own clique religion. Alex Jones, wow.
You couldn't pay me to go to a show. I hate live music. I just don't like it. I don't like mediocrity. I don't like the fakeness. I mean, it'd be a privilege to go to the VIP section with the good people, and not really pay attention other than socializing. But I would not bring my phone. I would not be taking selfies or asked to, have pictures with people. New study, scientists discovered that silence regenerates the brain. Being in complete silence for at least 2 hours a day can stimulate the creation of new brain cells, especially in regions linked to memory and learning. The greatest threat to this regeneration are women. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Guy's like, cool, but what if you have tinnitus? It's pretty funny. It's the ringing in the ear. It's a vascular issue. All right, sports fans, I am tired. I am so tired. I need to decompress.